Hey everybody, welcome back. Let me get the randomizer up here. Having a great time playing Isaac, even if the randomizer, on occasion, has been a little rude. Like, for example, Tainted Blue Baby Boss Rush Lamb. But you know what? This was one of the characters, I wouldn't say that it was like a lot of controversy, but this was one of the characters I would say that had the, hold on, I think I got a screen region fixed, by the way. Does this work? Hold on. I know you're laughing. Yo, what the? No, not quite. Okay, it's literally exactly the same when you do it like that, huh? Okay, hold on. Like, I know nobody really cares. But if you do this, you just, I know you're seeing this happen in real time. We're breaking the fourth wall a little bit. Okay, I know it's not quite there, but just give it a sec. We're like almost there. I don't know why. You know what it is? I mean, you can laugh at me if you like, but in Isaac, there's no in the options menu, there's like no resolution. It's just full screen, not full screen. This is not a joke, okay? Every time, and I'm not even saying this is bad programmer practice, but every time you resize the game manually via the window, it changes in the .ini file the width and the height of the window, which then gets reinstantiated on reload to whatever you set it to. So anytime you adjust the size of the window, there's no revert to normal 16:9 resolution. But anyway, you get the idea. Tainted Blue Baby, Boss Rush Lamb. Right? Is this correct? Boss Rush Lamb? Yes. Okay. No bombs, only poop. No throw. Or no take, only throw. So what have I learned? Well, I've learned that wow, that didn't go as well as I thought it would. I've learned that my initial distaste for Blue Baby, wow, it still kind of worked out. Tainted Blue Baby, I should say, for a lot of people is misplaced. A lot of people, including Sinvicta, I think that Tainted Blue Baby is actually kind of a very strong character, or at least relatively strong. So I'm willing to work with that, okay? I'm willing to give it a shot. I don't know if I agree. I also forgot, we hold with Q. Okay, so dump this over here. I mean, this is too much. Oh, no, it's not. There we go. I'm getting a little bit too peculiar, maybe, but hey, would you look at that? Haven't even fought an enemy yet, and we already got Blood of the Martyr. Now, please do keep in mind, you might be like, see, Blue Baby's awesome. Yeah, but what happened right there, we could have literally just done with 2 bombs. Instead, we had to engage in a complicated, chemistry project, a titration, if you will, in order to make this happen. Hey, Scapular. I think if Scapular, if you know what you're doing with it, I think it's kind of sick. I don't know what I'm doing with it, even though it's been in the game for 10 years, and as a result, I find it threatening and uncomfortable, and I don't totally understand it, and as a result, I'm predisposed to be upset at it. It's a whole thing. It's more about me than it is about it. Let's store our all stats up. Maybe the time has come, and this represents certainly a bit of potential maturity for me, a little bit of growth as a human being. Do you think this will work, by the way? If you just landed, on the key? Nope. Do you think maybe the time has come for us to, when we hear feedback that, you can't even make it through there, dummy, that, hey, Tainted Blue Baby's good because, you can get that all stats upgrade from standing in the poop cloud over and over? Well, would you look at this? This is a dream come true. Instead of being you don't know what you're talking about, because I've played the game for 1 billion hours, and I don't think that's worthwhile at all, maybe we could be you know what? Let's give it a try. maybe you know what's going on. We'll at least give it a shot, okay? Now, I mean, Diplopia is certainly plausible here, but do we really want Diplopia when we have the means already to create some serious bomb action. I'm kind of, I'm torn. I don't remember what that one does. Terrible damage. This is all stats. Okay, not smart. I mean, I hate to be the I told you so guy, but the reason that I didn't want to do the all stats is because I hate not being able to dodge or feeling like I shouldn't dodge because I'm like feeling and any resistance to being able to dodge. Oh, we got a serious cloud there, man. This is an embarrassment for me, and I apologize profusely, but hey, look at that. We made it through. We're supposed to make boss rush. I would like to get the golden chest if possible. Ah! I really thought that would work. The chest is too heavy. Okay, so that floor had a lot of good and a lot of bad. I think what I should do after, you know, the Haunt is a tough boss to begin with. But, and Source, dude, just trust me. But I think I should continue what I'm doing with the poops. I was crafting some good kind of affects there. But the all stance upgrade, not totally sold on. That still, to me, remains possibly a dubious value. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I'm switching my brain back from Slay the Spire mode, where I was doing a lot of arithmetic, and you know, it's like that classic reaction image from whatever that anime is. That's like, I'm a genius. Oh no, you know, you get a lot of that in that game. Whereas in Isaac, it's a little bit more free-flowing. It almost moves to the beat of jazz, you know? We always joked on set about how it was something of a cosmic gumbo. I wanted maybe like a quarter there, but that's okay. Bet that's a secret room beneath us. Things betwixt. This really did, and I would say like the most controversial element of my Isaac tier list was a perceived disrespect for Eve. A lot of people, I didn't realize Eve has a lot of stans out there. I find the character not bad, but like I hate that sometimes you are forced to kind of play this song and dance where you're making sure that you enable the Whore of Babylon at all times and et cetera, et cetera. And I much prefer just kind of like, hey, a character is where they are, and if they get stronger, then they get stronger like semi-permanently. Like, I guess I just want something a little bit more low maintenance most of the time. But I would say the second most controversial thing was my perceived misunderstanding of Tainted Blue Baby. They're coming to take me away from my bad opinions right now. Oh, jeez, don't stand there. Maybe what you do is whenever you get the damage up poop, just watch out because there's some explosions incoming. Whenever you get the damage up poop, I'm gonna try for some angel deals, I think. Just use it and then like use it as a temporary devil card. Maybe don't tunnel vision on it. Anyway, we're kind of like the run has started nicely here. And by the way, I'm just realizing now, I was complaining about how the randomizer treated us. I forgot that the last YouTube episode was actually that episode that was amongst the strongest runs I've ever had in my entire life. You needed to watch the runs on stream yesterday to understand my, let's not even call it annoyance, because I had fun, but, you know, one of those runs where the randomizer was like, hey, do everything, and then the run gave us not the means to do anything, basically. But, I mean, apart from that, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I'm on that, like, you know, post-vacation kind of buzz right now, if that makes sense. Where, like, you know, I'm doing the same thing I was doing, like, pre-vacation, but instead of it being I wouldn't even call it a grind necessarily, but you know, you get worn down by doing the same stuff a little bit day in, day out. You know, I mean, like all of my days, I'm a very routine-based individual. I don't like when my routine is disrupted a lot of the time, but a lot of my days are pretty much like planned from start to finish. This Golden Razor needs to be cheaper. Oh, well, you know what? Maybe it doesn't. Let me walk that back. Maybe I just need to realize that it's one of those spacebar items that you hold as something that's very good for like tough bosses. Speaking of which, this is a tough one for me to think about, honestly, just because Mama Mega is it's a guarantee that we make it to boss rush, but we're probably already guaranteed that we're gonna make it to boss rush. Red Stew is just great. And then, of course, it is worth talking about the fact we don't have the money for either right now. We're gonna get there, that's a given. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Hold on, this guy, you gotta focus when you fight him a little bit. He can be a little tricky, although that fight went super well. We did get a deal with the angel. How about that? Just don't throw any poops for the time being. We don't need a key piece. That's really not great. But that's okay. We don't need a key piece. What the? Oh, there was a fire there, obviously. But let's get one anyway, because we don't necessarily... We're ahead on schedule for making it to a boss rush. Help me. However, we're kind of like, you know, maybe behind on schedule on getting like insanely top tier items. Anyway, it's just, it's not a big deal to fight the angel statue, I guess is what it comes down to at the end of the day. I don't mind doing the fight. It's not that hard. You're not that slick. That missed, unfortunately. Please, just one single fly will probably do it. It's a bit of a mess, but you know what? I'm content with it. We're doing well on time. Well enough, at least. We got a bomb that we can use right here. Spirit Hearts are obviously, like, of the utmost value, so I think it's always worth a fish. On that, and we'll go back and I think we'll probably just get Red Stew. I don't think we need Mama Mega. But anyway, yeah, I'm, you know, like, let's put it this way. I normally wake up around, like, 8, go to the bathroom. When I leave the bathroom, you know, record, like, 2 videos. And like, the thing that changes day to day is just really, like, do I have, like, some pseudo chores to do that morning? And if so, then maybe we record a little bit less. Thankfully, we did get a bomb here. So I think, you know what? Use. Store. Use. Might as well use. Use. Beautiful. Actually worked out quite nicely. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Even though the duties of my job are easy and usually pretty fun. For all the complaining that gets done. Not just by me, but by all YouTubers everywhere. In spite of that, you know, you're like, okay, then I stream, I look after the baby for 3 hours, I cook dinner, after I cook dinner, I'll take a shower, after I shower, I gotta, like, make my thumbnails and set my videos, then I get, like, an hour of free time, right? Something like that. Even though that's, you know, I'm not complaining about my lot in life in the slightest, it is a situation where you're like, you know, you find yourself being like, I really don't want to cook dinner tonight, you know? You're taking lazy shortcuts. Maybe I'll just record like one video this morning or something like that. And now that you know, it's the value of a vacation for sure. Where I'm like, now that I'm back, I'm like, I mean, I made some fantastic fish tacos last night. Tidied up while I was cooking. Took the baby on like some really nice long walks, like. Just you know, like a psychological break. It's like a spiritual good night's sleep. You know, it changes. Geez, I hate this room. I mean, I love this room. Just changes the way you feel about things that you thought you had figured out. Spawns a chest after clearing a mob challenge room, or a collectible after clearing a boss challenge room. I'm just gonna say it, man. What the heck is a collectible? Is that a trinket or a key or a bomb? Don't forget, we got red stew, so we're still trying to whip through this pretty quick. HP is precious for sure, and you know, as a character that can only get spirit hearts, pretty much always will be. Did I almost call them blue hearts? Yes, I did. Anyway, we're not messing with our current trinket because the locust is it's very nice. Wow, locust, double damage, I think. Terrible damage. But having flies that really tear him up is it's a nice positive for us. Are these rooms difficult, or am I just bad, or both? Feel like it's kind of surprisingly tough here early on. Keep that. I have no delusion, by the way, that we're gonna keep red stew forever. You know, it tends to be unlikely. I'll save Mr. Boom here for a potential angel statue. What an easy fight, man. And you might be saying, CNL, do you see the error of your ways? Are you frickin' sorry? I don't know if this run right now... Look, I'm giving Blue Baby their due day on the catwalk, as Dan would say, okay? But I don't know if this is really the Blue Baby show right now. I feel like this is kind of like Red Stew doing what Red Stew does. And we'll open these for Spirit Hearts, please. I can't see the enemies. So yeah, that's what's going on. Basically, I made some fish tacos last night. Can I tell you that I've and this is like, you know, the decline of Western civilization. The air fryer has actually revitalized my interest in frozen foods. And I can give you like my history with frozen foods quite simply. I grew up eating a lot of them because my grandma cooked most of our meals, at least throughout the week, and she was not really a talented chef. No disrespect intended. I know if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. It was nice that she cooked for us. I didn't really appreciate it as much as a child as maybe I could have, because I was like 8 and only concerned about Mega Man X. However, she cooked a lot of frozen foods. It's the same grandma I've talked about in the past. Whenever she would make like potatoes as a side dish, she wouldn't get like real potatoes. She would get like the canned little white potatoes that are all like I don't even know what word you would use to describe their consistency. They're kind of squishy. Even after they're baked, they have almost like that was stupid. They have almost like a... I don't even know what word you use. Like a squishy kind of taste to them. It's very strange. Hold on. Apple of Sodom. Red hearts turn into flies, right? I mean, the locust has done great stuff. We are about to lose Red Stew, though. We have to go to our item room. Anyway, and then, like, eventually, you know, my parents and I moved away from our grandparents' place when we lived in our own house, and I don't think I consumed very much frozen food from that point onwards until college. You know, I would almost, like, look down on the frozen food section, but, like, once a week, maybe, I'd be like, hey, give me some, you know, like a frozen pizza that I can pretend I'm gonna eat half of, put the rest in the fridge, and then eat later, but actually, like, just eat the whole thing, actually. Because you're like, okay, I'm gonna eat half of frozen pizza, you finish half of it, and you're like, oh, I'm still, like, a little hungry. Then I'll just eat I'll eat the extra 25% and save 25%, because usually you chop it into 4. And then you're like, what the heck, I'm really gonna get out a Tupperware container for, you know, one little slice of frozen pizza? I don't think so. And then, you know, before you know it, you're like, you ate twice as much as you anticipated. Can I say something, by the way, about some frozen pizzas at least? Like, I'm not a connoisseur of frozen pizzas. I understand there are some that are better than others. But frozen pizza tastes way too bad for how bad it is for you. Like, a normal pizza, like from a restaurant, bad for you, tastes good. That's the trade. Frozen pizza is like, at least the ones that I've had, not even as close to delicious as a as a pizzeria pizza, and then somehow worse for you. I can only assume because they like have to try to make the load it up with like all sorts of like fatty and salty ingredients in order to make it so. Oh, it totally works. Look at that. In order to make it so that you're still tricked into thinking it tastes good, even though like it also had to be shelf stable for like, you know, a year and a half on the grocery store freezer aisle. Anyway, and then now like the air fryer is kind of revitalized my frozen foods interest. Not love necessarily, but interest. And you know what it is because they crisp up so nicely. I would never, at this point in my life, you know, I wouldn't feel great, let's say, about pausing for a moment to check my Discord messages. Hold on, I should reply to this one. I should be good, seems good emoji. Thank you. And are we making... Ooh, we're right on pace for Boss Rush. I got lost in the sauce a little bit, but that's what we're here for, is the banter. Anyway. I don't feel great about the idea of getting, like, 2 frozen TV dinners for, like, you know, me and the mother of my child to eat, like, 1 pound of Salisbury steak Hungry Man dinner for supper. I don't know what that sentence means. I feel like that was like a Markov chain or something like that. But as an ability to expand the home cooking palette, it's nice. And I know, like, you might live in a fantasy land, or alternatively, like an actual dream world, where, like, every single meal 5 nights a week, and maybe, like, you know, once on the weekend as well, is like a 3-course meal. It's binging with Babish. We only use whole foods. Oh, we pickled our own kimchi for this. We didn't buy store-bought kimchi. But I'm here to tell you, most people, like, don't have time for that. I think if you set up a situation where, like, you know, the only meal you feel good about is, like, a meal where, you know, everything was made from scratch, you're gonna end up, you know, eating peanut butter out of the jar for a lot of meals, just out of the idea that, like, nothing's ever good enough, right? Again, we gotta keep a move on here. We don't necessarily have to go to this boss fight just yet, but we gotta keep a move on. We're gonna try to make Boss Rush work. It's all about the good faith effort, as I say. So, what have I been using the air fryer for? Well, in terms of frozen foods, man, I wanted to make... I told you I made some shrimp tacos, like, a couple weeks ago. Okay, the elbow, what a great item. Just give it a moment here. We're gonna get the elbow. That's an extremely high-quality item here. And it's an elbow is the thing. It's not something different than an elbow, although you could perhaps be convinced otherwise by your dirty mind. Yeah, sure. I'll take this for a second. Oh, maybe I won't, actually. Maybe I will, and then just go insanely fast here. And oh man, that was like so not worth it. Never mind, it was possibly extraordinarily worth it. And forget the item room. This is, hey, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices, okay? Anyway, the strength card is going to be beautiful for Boss Rush, if we're lucky enough to make it there, which looks increasingly unlikely. That's got to get out there. Hey, just out of curiosity, you ever consider, like, spawning a hitbox? I don't think I can make it. Like, maybe if I had popped the strength card early enough. Yeah, we literally just missed it. That's a kick in the teeth. I did spend a lot of time backtracking last floor. I gotta take some responsibility. Let's not remember that did we make a good faith effort? Yeah. Also, if you think like, hey, you lost, you know, decrement the streak, get a life. Okay. Revelations is just insanely raid. See if we can toss in like a Mega Satan fight as penance, you know. We're gonna have 2 key pieces. Just one of the worst dodges you'll ever see. Anyway, I made shrimp tacos like 2 weeks ago, or something along those lines. I said, you know what would be nice is mix it up. I mean, I love a taco, don't get me wrong, but what about making a fish taco? Fish taco typically made maybe with like a breaded tilapia or breaded sole. I managed to get some breaded cod at the grocery store, toss it in the air fryer for like, 12 minutes at 400 degrees. Made for a fantastic fish taco filling, man. If you look, I think, at frozen foods as like well, you could have easily just gotten cod fillets and then, breaded them yourself, and then, yeah, that's true, but, that's a spike chest. That's an embarrassment. You're adding in, like, just more barriers to entry. It's like, gatekeeping yourself. It's a self-gatekeep. I've seen it before, and I've probably done it before, don't get me wrong, but I've seen it before in hobbies. You'll get things like, running on a treadmill. That's not real running. So what do? Do you start running outside? No, most people are like, well, now maybe I'll just feel less motivated to run on the treadmill today, and before you know it, you're tearing your meniscus along Jericho Beach. Legs never felt the same since, Whatever works for you is what I'm trying to say, but I'm just saying, if you've been like me and you've been like, hey, looking down your nose at the frozen food section thinking it's all frozen pizzas. Nah, man. Sometimes it's nice to get like some, even like a sweet potato fry, toss it in the air fryer, easy side. I get it's a meme. You clearly don't own an air fryer. Tell me you eat potato chips for dinner 3 nights a week without telling me you eat potato chips for dinner 3 nights a week. Someone's talking about cooking. There's only 2 meals, okay? An entire bag of sour cream and onion chips while watching YouTube. And then binging with Babish's pasta aglio olio. Those are the only 2 meals in existence. According to the internet. I will say, and I'm not saying this to reflect poorly on the audience. When I asked for recipes, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, it's probably like 2 months ago at this point. What am I talking about? Time flies when you're having fun. The year's been going by so quick. But some of the recipes that I received were fantastic. I've implemented them into my own cooking rotation, and some of you need Jesus. Which is, look, you can eat whatever you want. I've eaten some meals really just out of convenience that are kind of, not that spectacular. Everybody always talks about, remember when Kate went to Japan and then you ate that hard taco shell with shredded cheese that you put in the microwave for 30 seconds? Yeah, I experimented to see if it would make a reasonable facsimile to nachos. It didn't, and then I ate half of it and threw the rest in the trash because when you microwave an old El Paso taco shell, like they don't start out being like premium quality, and when you microwave them, it's like, how can something that hard also be so soft? It's like when it's got a hard exterior and a soft interior, but it's only like 2 nanometers thick. Like, I don't understand how they did that in the food lab, but I wish they would stop. I've got some regrettable meals in my past, but I think you don't judge someone by their most regrettable meals. That being said, a few people were like, he asked for recipes. Let me show him what I eat for dinner and see if he'll want to make it. And I'm like, come on. Some people were like, I don't even know what you call it. You just like boil 2 potatoes, mash them in the pot, and then like throw in some ground beef and mix it up with a big spoon and put hot sauce on it. And I was like, what are you talking? I'm not going to make that. You gotta sell it a little. You gotta give it a name at least. It's a deconstructed shepherd's pie or something like that. Maybe at that point I'd be like, hey, some self-respect was thrown into this. Well, when you tweet me a picture, it's like blurry, and you took the photo with the flash on, and you're like, it's just kind of like a pile of carbon. I'm like, if it works for you, it works for you. But I'm moving it down the power rankings. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to cook tonight. Soul of Lazarus, also known as the soul of betrayal. At this point, I don't even remember why I feel like it betrays me. All I remember, right? We need a bomb. We have one. All I remember is that I thought it would give me the ability to survive on a run, and it didn't, through the most literal interpretation, and that, to me, that's a cardinal sin. That's unacceptable. Spawns a blood clot familiar. Why not? Why not, man? We got Gulp. We'll probably suck some of these up. I gotta think about it, you know? I had the tacos. I mean, this is, I guess, where we're at in the Isaac commentary, when you've got a run that looks like a win like this. I'm talking about what I'm going to have for dinner, but I don't even know yet. Yeah, what? I don't know. I mean, what would hit the spot? It's hard to tell. It's 9:56 a.m. I got to figure out, like, what I want to eat at 8. It's a tricky question. Like, who amongst us knows? I can't sustain a food craving for, like, that long. This is just reckless, man. What am I even doing here? Like, just get me out. This is... I don't buy the value of this. I'll actually tell you, like, and I don't know if this is, like, too much of a hot take. I did get in trouble, well, with a certain contingent of my audience yesterday in Isaac for my honest opinion that I don't think I would do well in the military because I don't think I could be yelled at by a grown man without finding it very funny. I don't know if that's just like the effect of I think you should leave or whatever. But like I think if like a 24-year-old drill sergeant started yelling at me, I would just be like, come on, man. Like it's just funny. Like, do you not understand the humor? Like, I get that this is supposed to be harrowing. It's supposed to intimidate and, you know, break down the impressionable use that you've gotten to join up here by offering an Xbox controller or whatever. But like, I don't think I would be able. And it, not even out of like disrespect, just out of like, come on, man, you're not gonna. Like, what do you? You can yell at me all you want. I get yelled at all day, kind of like, oh, save for a living. I think if you're like, you know, you're really gonna get that angry because I didn't do my push-ups well. It just seems a little bit absurd. People, I mean, some people were like based, but then some people were like, you don't understand what it's like when you're there with. Maybe, that's literally true. I'll tell you though, I think when I was like 18, if I had gone to basic training, I would have been a good little soldier. I would have been like, I think, you know, I do think maybe it can instill some discipline in you. That has some value for sure. Like, I think I would do somewhat well in, like, a penal environment. Same food every day. Little boredom. Occasional, you know, it's like a Pixie song, right? A lot of boredom followed by occasional existential threats. I'm not saying I would thrive. I'm just saying, as compared to, like, the average person, if they were like, hey, macaroni loaf again, I'd be like, at least I know where I stand. It's macaroni loaf day, because it's a day that ends with DAY. Anyway, these are bizarre hot takes that hopefully will never actually be tested, you know, in vivo. Or on Vivo, the YouTube music network. Although, to be a, you know, music video, if you want to put me in the Creed, My Own Prison music video, don't let me stop you. Don't let me start you either. You can do better things with your time. But I think that as a oh, you son of a gun, we might be in trouble here. As a teenager, I think I would have bought in. You know, hey, come on, man, you don't want to make things harder on the rest of your troop by disrespecting the 23-year-old drill sergeant who's gonna be an insurance salesman in like 2 years. Not an insult to the insurance industry, by the way. You know what happens when I buy insurance? Doesn't happen that often, but I do not laugh in the face of the person selling it to me. That would be the ultimate degree of disrespect. I don't think I could do it. What was my hot take gonna be? I can't remember. Oh, my hot take was gonna be, I'm not sure that like I've ever had a food craving for more than like, I don't think I've ever had a food craving that survived being hungry and then getting over it, if that makes sense. Like, I think a food craving is just outside of maybe like a pregnancy situation. Oh, saved. I think is kind of just like a combination of being hungry and liking how a food tastes. Or even just liking how a food tastes. You son of a gun. We have Scapular. Scapular hooked us up, I think. Oh my god. The foreshadowing. I need to land it. Thank you. Okay. I mean, I don't know what we could have done there except basically just play better. Which is fair. Would love to see like a 9 lives or something. Ooh, Dark Arts is a very interesting one, but I don't know how we would take it. Pretty much all of these are not good, but a Satanic Bible can definitely get you there. Hey, it's just kind of like IMO is kind of like a really cool room where you can't dodge. So if we're able to somehow build up here, we could maybe buy Satanic Bible. We have a decent luck stat. It's a situation where you might anticipate getting some drops. Those drops could include HP. In fact, are fairly likely to include HP. Don't forget you can fly. I mean, Scapular has become unbelievably good. We can basically... It's Holy Mantle, right? At our current level of HP. We can get hit once per room without sweating it at all. And by sweating it at all, I mean, like, you know, if we get hit one more time after that, I think we'll pretty much eat dirt, but... If you ignore the existential threat of getting hit 2 times, plus who gets hit 2 times on a single room? You gotta be some kind of fool, he says, goading the gods of comedic timing, as he places a trail of unpredictable bombs down behind him. Well, I'm getting more optimistic. That hurt. Okay, we got hit once. We gulped our trinket. You get a crazy stat upgrade, dude, from the sacrificial poop, the holy poop, which is not probably how they want it said. I get it, you cheeky sons of guns, you sussy baka. But the holy poop is it's got some serious value. I think if we... I'm trying to think about the best way. Like, let's assume we just make it to the lamb fight, like, 2 rooms from now. What are we looking for? Like, how are we going to try to play that? Oh, that's pretty nice. I think we'll pop strength right away to get the super damage bonuses from it. And the HP doesn't hurt either. It shouldn't screw up Scapular. I think the only thing that could screw up Scapular is if we end up, like, not on a half-heart interval. If we weren't on a half-heart interval up to this point, by the way, we would have already been dead about 6 times over. So, like, I think we really, is by, you know, the grace of Edmund that I find myself still living to this moment. Should not have split up my damage dealing here. That's okay. That's what Scapular's there for, is to absorb a hit per room. And this run is just chock full of things that at one point I disrespected unnecessarily, right? Holy poop, I don't think I've ever said a kind word about until maybe like right now. And I even keep breaking it despite that. Tainted Blue Baby, I've never said a kind word about. Leech, I've said some positive things about. And Revelations, I've just said some downright ignorant stuff about it. I think there have been times where I've said it's literally not a good item, which I regret the error of my ways. You know, you learn over time. You become wiser. At least you should become wiser. I actually think we're gonna win. I think the lamb fight is no joke, but I think we're gonna win. The Emperor card. Very useful right now. Perfect timing. I'm thinking, like, what do we want? What do we want to show up here? I think you can get rid of fire. You can get rid of this. That's a poop. No, it's all stats. Let's store... Let's store the all stats. Okay, so which is not even all stats, and we lost the strength card making it happen. So we're gonna walk into this room. We're gonna hit E. We're gonna hit E. We're gonna hit E. Then we're gonna start charging. We should have hit Q there, but we got a lot on the go. That's highly rude, and there goes holy poop. Should hit E, get that out there. I'm scared. That went way better than it had any right to. Oh my god. Don't spin, man. No beams. I am gonna die. I've accepted my death. That hurts, but that's also like as close as it could possibly come. That was a great... I had a great time on the run, and I think I played like garbage, and the strength card would have gotten us there. So I apologize to the things I've said for Blue Baby in the past, or to Blue Baby for the things I've said in the past. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you click the like button, it's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. We can do better than that, and I'll see you next time. See ya!